Today we're going to learn about spreadsheets. In the Google Chrome Omnibar, I typed in, "What is a spreadsheet?" and I came up with the following. A spreadsheet is an electronic document in which data is arranged in rows and columns of a grid and can be manipulated and used in calculations. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to use an electronic document. We're going to insert data or use data in rows and columns in a grid, and we're going to manipulate it and use calculations. Now that we have a pretty good definition of what a spreadsheet is, we'll go to the school library webpage and we'll go to links and we will go to spreadsheets under link archives. I'll click here and I have a number of things that I'm always adding and subtracting from this page, but we're going to go with getting started with spreadsheets. Now this is from a website by a woman named Alice Keeler. And here is her site. She's the one who came up with this. I am borrowing it. But we'll start out by clicking on Getting Started with Spreadsheets. So I'll click here, and it's going to ask us to sign in. I'm going to sign in as Joe Student in my Google account, my username. Now she's going to give you're going to be given a copy of Getting Started with Spreadsheets. This is something she made, and you will be making a copy, and it should save it to your Google Drive. And here it is. Now, she's asking you to do a couple of things. It says, "Welcome. Let's get started using spreadsheets. First, enter your information and your teacher's information into the yellow boxes below. Make sure you name this document Spreadsheet Level 1. Notice the tabs at the bottom. Go to the next tab to get started." So what we're going to do is this. I will type in Joe, and I'll put student. And I'm going to leave my email out. I don't need a period. And I'll put my teacher's name as Mr. Barton. And I can leave the email out. And she asked us to save this. So I'm going to save it as Joe's Getting Started with Spreadsheets. So now I've done the welcome. I'm going down here to the bottom and I'm going to go to step number 1. Notice here, if I had not put Joe's name at the first, if I had not put it here, when I click this tab, I would not have seen my name, Joe. Hello, Joe. This is a spreadsheet. It can do some pretty cool things. Let's practice. A spreadsheet can organize data. Try typing some things into the cells. Also, try making the column width wider and the row heights taller. So let me show you how this is done. If I want to type here, I can type my name. I can make the column, this is a column, up and down. Columns are vertical. I can make the column wider, and I can do that by dragging in between them. And I can make the rows wider. And here is a cell right here. So I've done this. I'm going to go to step number 2. Joe, did you know that each box in a spreadsheet is called a cell? You name each cell by first listing the letter of the column the cell is in, followed by the number of the row. Practice naming each of the yellow cells by typing in the cell address into the yellow cells. When you are done, go to the next tab. So this cell right here is in column C, number 6. So it is C6. This one is in B12. And I'm going to click Tab to go to the next one, and it tells me excellent. I'm going to click this one. It's going to be E13. I'll click Tab again. It will give me some feedback. Excellent. This one is I6. This one is A21. And this one is H19 or 18. Let's see if I got it right. Excellent. So I did this. Did pretty well. I'm going to go to step 3. Joe, you're doing great so far. Now, here is something about spreadsheets that are really cool. Did you know each cell is a mini calculator? That is right. The trick to using the spreadsheet as a calculator is to start your math equation with an equal sign. For each of the math expressions below, double-click on the cell and type in equals, an equal sign in front of the math expression. So if I double-click here, I can use my arrow keys, but I want to put an equal sign in. And what does it give me for an answer? The answer is 12. If I go over to here and I click on it, and I'll use my arrow key, and I'm going to put an equal sign in, it's saying that 4 times 5 is 20, plus 1 is 21. So I've got that done. Great job. My next one, looking for that blinking cursor, using my arrow keys to go over to the far left, putting in an equal sign. 4 plus 7 is 11, and 2 times 11 is 22. Clicking here, I'm getting a great job. It's giving me some feedback. I go to step 4. Joe, you are now ready to write your own formula. In the yellow cells below, start with an equal sign and write your own math problems. So, if I follow the directions here and I type in, I'll do this one, 4, and I have to use the star key, which is above the 8, 5, my plus sign, which is holding my shift key, which is above the equal sign, and I'll put a 9 in, and I'll hit a return, and it gives me the answer of 4 times 5 plus 9, or 4 times 5 is 20, plus 9 is 29. So you can do your own equations here. So I'll let you do that. I'll go on to step 5. The next spreadsheet tip you will try is called cell referencing. This means you refer to a cell instead of typing a number. In the yellow cells below, notice the formula is referencing the values in the cells B4, 6 is equal to B4, C4 is equal to 2, and D4 is equal to 9. So if I put in an equal sign here, double click on the yellow cell and place an equal sign in front of the formulas. So again, I'm going to the far left, putting in the equal sign, and it's saying that the answer is 17, and that comes from B4 equals 6, C4 equals 2, that's 8, and 9 more equals 17. I'll hit my return key, and there's the answer. Now you can do these yourself. putting these in, seeing if you can get the answer. I'll go to step 6 now. Now we're going to learn a little bit about how to manage cells. Now right now we have cells B5 all the way down to D17. So I'm going to select, I'm going to hold my Shift key down. I started here in B4. I held my Shift key down. I went down to D17. These are all selected. And what you now want to do is go up and find this. And we're going to merge these. This makes it one big cell. I'll go on to step 7. And what she's talking about here is, Joe, it is important to clearly communicate your ideas. Spreadsheets can help organize your thoughts and information. One way to do this is use the borders icon. Create borders on the T chart. Create a single line under the height and width. So if I click on this, I'm going to hold my Shift key down. And I'm going to go up to here, and I want to put a single line under it. So there we go. And if I wanted to, I could change the color on it, and I could even change the thickness on it. So I did this. If I wanted to put a line around these, I would go to B8 and I would go to C20, click on these, and I would click here. I'm sorry, I'm going to go up to here. I want to have just a border going around the outside. I want the color to be kind of a dark purple, and here it is. So you can do some pretty neat stuff with this. Try it out. Step 8. The text you type does not always fit into a cell. Use the text wrapping icon to unwrap the text. By default, the text is in an overflow. Choose the middle option in the text wrapping. So you'll notice right here, this cell, this is A5, but it's spilling all the way over. If I click on it and I go up to my alignment here, and I'll click here to wrap it. Now if I want to, I can make that cell a little longer. I can tell this text that I want it to be at the top, not at the bottom. Now I'm going to guess that this cell's A through 11E has been merged. So that pretty much does it for learning about spreadsheets using Alice Keeler's introductory lesson. Now go back to steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There are other practice ones here, but I'm not requiring you to do those. I think they're a little advanced, but if you can do steps 1 through 8, you'll be in good shape for your next lesson. Have fun.